Hey, I was reading. Something that I like to do is just, find random books and then turn to random pages in them and just read a bit. And I was looking at my bookshelf, my mom's bookshelf downstairs, and I found a couple books. Emerson, Brutal Box, Malcolm Gladwell, Emerson again, Emperor of the Air. And I was reading this one, and it was talking about his life. His name is, shoot. Why can't I think of his name? Ralph Waldo Emerson. He's a really famous, author, who wrote just really deep philosophical books and essays, really good essays. And dude's like a genius, like literally, I think. And I was reading that, and that was cool. And then I turned to the front page. I was like stopping reading, and I turned to like the front page, and I read this little summary. And if you look here, it says the Emerson of this book not only influences these people, it also influences blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you recognize any of those names. One name I recognize is this name, because for my birthday I wanted to get a Spanish book, and I looked up Spanish books that you should read, and one of them was by George Louis Borg. And so I've read a little bit of the book, but it's in English. I wanted to get the Spanish copy, but I got the English copy by accident. Also, I believe things like that happen for reasons. Like, I feel like getting a book in the wrong language, a different one than you wanted, I feel like that's something intentional. Like, maybe it probably would have been too hard for me to read in Spanish, so it's been helpful to me. I just wanted to point it out that I think things like that happen for reasons. Should be embraced. So I have this book by George Louis Borg, and as I said, I like turning to random pages, so here, let me turn to a random page. Hold on, I'm reading this right now. This is not what I meant to do. So, I turned to a random page, and I found this page that was talking about the library. I don't know if I can find it, but it was talking about the library, and by the library, I mean a library that had every book in existence, every single book that's possible. It had an immensely large, almost infinite, that doesn't even make sense, almost infinite, but very, very, very large library. And it had tons of shelves, and every shelf had exactly, I think, 22 books of uniform size, with 410 pages per book, with uniform letters and everything. And the library contains every book that's ever possible. It just has, so there's a book that has like 410 pages that are filled with the letter A, then there's another with the letter B, the letter C, the letter D, and then in between there's all of the different combinations. There's all of the different combinations of books. There's a book that'll say the rest of your future, there's a book that'll say you'll pass, there's a book that'll account everyone ever's death. And this got me thinking, reading about this, mostly just reading George Louis Borg. Give me a second. So, the actual subject matter of the book I was reading isn't actually important for the thoughts of this vlog. I just thought I would talk about it because it's interesting. But the point of this vlog is that, so I was reading this book I was reading two books that were about very literary, very sophisticated writers who write with very particular language and stuff, and very formal and advanced and hard to read, that kind of thing. And just reading those books got me to think about what I want to contribute to the world, because one was about the library, so it's about like literary contribution, But anyway, so it got me thinking about what I want to contribute to the world, and I don't really particularly want to contribute something that's hard to read and very literary, very sophisticated, very formal. I don't really know if I want to do that. I mean, that's cool, and I like reading stuff like that. It's difficult to read though. But the point of what I want to do is I want to write to impact the world. I want to write to change people's lives. That's what I want to do. I want to impact people's lives in positive ways. And if I wrote something that was very like hard to read and very sophisticated and formal, most people wouldn't read it, you know? It's hard to get people to read stuff like that unless it's like it's those things for a reason. It's just really good. That sounds kind of bigoted, the thing I just said. I don't mean that in a negative way. Trust me, I'm not dissing sophisticated writing, because sophisticated writing can be awesome. But the fact of the matter is that most people aren't reading non-sophisticated writing, so reading really sophisticated writing is gonna be, it's a lot less likely. So I want to write, I'm thinking about what I want to contribute to the world and what I want to do to change people's lives. One of those things I've talked about before is I want to help people learn how to read. Not learn how to read as in like physically be able to read, but learn how to read books, how to process books, and how to learn from them, and how to understand what you read. That's something I want to help in people's lives. Another thing is loneliness. There's so many lonely people, and I want to, like, just stop that. I want to teach people how to get friends. I want to teach people how to be a good friend. How to be less lonely. Another thing is happiness. Another thing is purpose. Another thing is meaning. Consumption and ideal lifestyle. I've got a lot of things that I want to teach people, to help them, to improve their lives. And now I have to think about, how do I do that? How do I do that? One thing is these videos I think have helped. Two, I want to write speeches. I want to write books. Maybe music would be a great way. Music can teach you. Movies are really good at teaching lessons, you know, moral lessons and stuff. I would really like to, like, shoot movies. To do that, I first have to learn how to make a story, which is where writing will come in. So yeah, I think it's a good thing to bring up, just what one wants to contribute to the world. And I've talked about it before, but I got some perspective reading these very formal, very literary books. I got some perspective that I want to write and create things that are easy to consume, or easy-ish, I mean. And get them to as many people as possible. Because my goal is to influence people's lives to be better just as much as possible. Thanks for watching.